On the tour, the story of Boston, told on the Freedom Trail, I'm going to tell you all about this. The Robert Gould Shaw Memorial to the Fighting 54th, the first African-American unit to serve in the Union Army in the Civil War. Now, of course, in 1850, the federal government says African-Americans, they can't be soldiers, own rifles. All these rights are taken just to pacify the South, let's say. Now, 1861, we're in a Civil War, and we need men to fight for the Union Army. So the governor of Massachusetts, he petitions the Army. May I raise a regiment of African Americans? And guess what? They say, no, that's not going to work. They can't do it. It's illegal, and they're incapable. Incensed, he finally gets permission. And he tasked the young Robert Gould Shaw, 23 years old, with leading this regiment. They're insulted once again when they're taken west to train. Not given rifles, uniforms, shoes, nothing. Make it up as you go along. Sticks, I guess. Anyway, they return to Boston after training, and they've turned it around. After 12 weeks of training, they returned to Massachusetts as the finest regiment in the Union Army, marching in perfect unison around the Boston Common, not once, but twice, to the cheers of thousands of Bostonians. We are the center of the abolition movement, and we're sending the first African Americans to fight for the Union, to get rid of slavery. And they go off and they fight with great brilliance. In fact, in the beginning, the white soldiers won't even fight with them, but pretty soon, it becomes an honor to fight next to these men. However, when their paychecks come, they're insulted. And remember, these men aren't rich, and they're fighting for a union that has not necessarily treated them that well. But they're fighting with all their bravery and their brilliance, and their paychecks come, and they're $10 a month. They're not the 13 a soldier would get. They're the 10 like a camp picker-upper cook type person would get. But nonetheless, these men don't even accept those paychecks. They fight without a penny for months until the Army finally pays them. And then, not 6 weeks later, and this is so appropriate being a Memorial Day that I'm doing this, they're tasked to be the first regiment to run up on Fort Wagner in the South. Now, running a fort means cold lead, cold rifles, and soft sand. It's a suicide mission. 35% of them lose their lives on that day, including the 23-year-old Robert Gould Shaw. They fight the rest of the war with great bravery and brilliance, returning to Boston when slavery has been settled, marching the other way around the Common to a crowd even larger of Massachusetts citizens, welcoming back the pride of Massachusetts, the Fighting 54th, and we don't take that lightly. Because to this day, on my driver's license in Massachusetts, or anyone's actually, the hologram to get in a bar after I'm finished the tour, well, that in fact is a picture of this. The finest piece of art to come out of the Civil War, made by Augustus Saint-Gaudens. Now, Augustus Saint-Gaudens is very much like Rodin. It takes 30 years to raise the money. It is finally erected in 1896 to a crowd, the largest crowd yet assembled in front of the State House to celebrate the Fighting 54th, the pride of Massachusetts, the first African Americans to enter the Civil War.